It reminds me actually. I was reading one. There's one Talib al-Ilm, a student of knowledge, is in Gaza, and he talks about his uncle. His uncle's house was bombed, and he lost 5 of his kids or something. And he was walking, like obviously sad and upset, distraught, walking throughout the street, and he seen a friend of his who was like, crying and stuff. So he said, what's happened? He said, I went out to get some bread. I came back and my house was gone, and I've lost everyone. I'm literally the only person left in my family. And he said, I felt so sad about my situation. His uncle said, when the man asked me, what about you? How are you? I said, I felt embarrassed to say. So I said, Alhamdulillah ala kulli hal. That, Alhamdulillah, everything is good. SubhanAllah, just like I said, you just look at how dire of a situation that is, losing 5 of your children, and then to be able to look at somebody else that's even worse than your situation and say, Alhamdulillah, everything's okay. SubhanAllah. So that is something we're missing. We like to just complain to everybody our problems, and sometimes we don't even realize you might be complaining to somebody who's had even worse problems than you.
SubhanAllah. It reminds me, a story comes to mind that's narrated regarding Urwa ibn Zubayr, rahimahullah, who was one of the tabi'een, and who was the nephew of Aisha radiallahu anha, and the son of Zubayr ibn al-Awwam, the one of the 10 who was promised paradise. It's mentioned that he was called to Damascus. He lived in Medina. And he was called to Damascus by the Khalifa Abdul Malik ibn Marwan, and he made his way from Medina to Damascus, which was probably be a couple of weeks journey or something like that long, and on the way he developed a foot infection. So he reached, and he went with one of his sons. So he reached Damascus, and the foot infection got so bad to the point that his leg had to be amputated. So the doctors said, listen, we're going to have to amputate your leg. So they amputated his leg. And at the same time, whilst he's there being treated, his son is, around some animals, and a mule or a horse kicked his son, and it killed his son. So he, at this pretty much the same time, loses a leg and loses a son.
SubhanAllah.
But SubhanAllah, how did he react? He said something amazing. He said that, oh Allah, I had 7 sons. You took 1 and you left 4 for me. You left 6 for me. And I had 4 limbs. You took 1, you left 3 for me.
Allah.
SubhanAllah. They say that saying, look at the glass half full and not half empty. So that's that concept, but really being applied to the maximum.